Hey, I wanted to make a quick video just to kind of see what people's thoughts were on how best to teach people, because I've heard that it's all about attention and maintaining attention, using that shock factor. Being surprised. I will say that I do find that being surprised does help me kind of maintain focus and attention and makes me interested. However, I don't know if I would argue that that like being loud or shocking does it. I think that can lend itself to a conversation, of course, but I think that a lot of things can lend itself to conversation as well. I've heard that the loudest cat gets the attention and gets adopted, versus the quiet one, and I don't know if that is kind of the same philosophy that some people adopt in teaching. I think that I've always enjoyed book learning. I will be honest, I liked reading. I liked lectures in class. I loved taking notes. Even to this day, I don't always remember, but I will just look at my notes and I will smile and I will see all the different, because it was so interesting and so engaging. I'd have notes up in the corners and going sideways this way and that way. And I just found it to be very interesting, very engaging, to kind of hear those little nuances. I liked classroom learning. I liked book learning quite a bit. And that suited me. So I don't know that I am the loudest cat sort of person. But I do know that there is, of course, something to be said for hands-on learning. And of course, I think that does work better sometimes in varying subject matter. I have learned quite a bit about hands-on muscle memory and how if it's all connected. I do feel like it's easy just to jump right into that routine and get going, but that does work better in some settings versus others. So I just wanted to hear your thoughts on this, because I've done both. I've been quiet, I've been compassionate, I've kind of been soft-spoken and mentioned my thought processes, and I have also been loud and I've shouted and I've yelled. I know that I definitely prefer the soft-spoken approach. I prefer not hollering, not yelling, not getting upset or being a spectacle. I prefer being able to kind of be more soft-spoken, and that can also be very, very moving, very attention-grabbing, very powerful. And I think that can also prove to be a tool. And I don't know. So I kind of wanted to get some opinions on thought processes, depending on maybe perhaps what subject matter is being learned. That might be obviously a definite factor. But I do think that hollering is exhausting. I do think that you can be just as helpful to an educational scenario, or more educational, if you're able to represent yourself well, and not be, a open. And I would argue that when you're loud like that, you're the punching bag. You are and I don't feel that that's necessary. And I don't need to be the punching bag. I don't need that. I think that perhaps there is a better way to approach these subjects. And I'm just curious to kind of hear what other people think, how they want to, how they feel about different emphases in educational rapports, I guess, different and perhaps in different scenarios, if you feel like being loud is appropriate in a certain environments. I think sometimes it's just completely inappropriate, and I think it's someone being inappropriate, and I think that it's annoying, it's tiring, it's redundant sometimes, especially if you've heard that loud and it's the same loud. And I just feel like there are better ways to move forward than being loud, but I do know that life is about dynamics, and so I know that sometimes you be quiet and sometimes you be loud, and that's kind of going to be the way of things. So perhaps a balance is good in that. Again, just curious to see people's opinions. What do they think? What do you think about that? What approach would you take? Again, I very much enjoyed just the civilized back and forth quite a bit. So I'm going to end it here. Let me know in the comments if you do have thoughts, opinions on this, and thank you. Thank you for your time.